I've always been a bit hesitant about giving this guy any airtime, but, well, while I'm over here, I thought I'd give some context to an article he put up, and I have underlined Ian Mabry there because he's not actually Ian Mabry, that's somebody else whose identity has been lifted. But what we're going to concentrate on this particular story from about a year ago. It was exposed, this site has disappeared for some reason, it comes and goes, but the single file exposed. Cycling Tips did a really good article on this a year or two ago. I really recommend you go and read it for the background on this. Now, we're riding around the Swan River, and in front of us we have the Narrows Bridge, and you can see we've got this nice wide shared path here. It's not a bike path, it's a shared path, although it's red. That's quite normal for Perth, and these things are called PSPs, Principal Shared Paths. And there's the picture from the site showing the bridge, so you can see exactly where we are. Now, I thought, look, instead of just going straight home, I'll do a U-turn, and I'll actually go back to the other end, and I'll ride all the way down this section so you can see exactly what it's like end to end. So, it starts here at Elizabeth Quay, and this is kind of a feeder road onto the freeway, I guess. There's bus lanes and things around here, but I think it's a 40k zone. And here we are in a black asphalt section. You can see the 40km/h zone has finished. It's now a 60k zone, and along here it's 2 lanes wide. And we have some red stuff starting on the side, but it's not wide enough. It's not a bus lane. See, there's no signage to say it's a transit lane, a bus lane, or a bike lane. It's just a strip of red asphalt, and it just finishes after, well, I guess less than 100 metres, and whoop, we have to merge back in. Good thing I was doing this on Australia Day when the traffic was pretty light. So you can see over on the right there is a red lane, that's a bus lane, and that's about to end. So you've got 2 lanes merging into one. Red asphalt is really common all over Perth. It's used for parking bays, bus lanes, cycle lanes, slow areas. Essentially, if you're driving and you're not in a bus and you see red asphalt, you're either not supposed to be there, or you're supposed to be driving really slowly, or you're supposed to be parking. Anyway, this little section here, which goes for, I don't know, a few hundred metres, is wide-ish. It's probably, I think you could drive a car down it. And one thing I'd note is, last time I was here a year ago, there were all these piles of sand along here on the left, which were used as ramps, I think, for maintenance vehicles to get onto the grass on the left there. So keep that in mind when you see the photo again. And the texture of the surface has just changed. It's gone from beautiful smooth red asphalt to very rough red asphalt. And we're coming up to the bridge, and the lane starts to, whatever this is, breakdown lane or something, starts to narrow. And as we get to this crossover point, it just pinches out. You know, there's no signage to say lane ends or anything. It's just gone. So just bear in mind, it's not a 3 metre wide bike lane. It's not a driving lane. It's not a bus lane. It's just a strip of red asphalt that's there for goodness knows what. And yes, there is a beautiful bike path along the waterfront, and it's absolutely fantastic if you're riding on your own or with someone else. Not so good in large groups because it's very popular, gets lots of pedestrians, and you've got to do a lot of this wiggling around groups. So if you're rattling along at a pretty good speed, you wouldn't want to be there. So I hope that gives you some context about where this picture has been lifted from. And you know, there's allegations it's been photoshopped, etc., to make it look a lot worse than it really is. Whether that's true or not, I'll leave that up to the experts, but that's what that section of road looks like end to end, and hopefully you've now got more idea of, you know, where this bloke is coming from.